Hi, my name is Judith Castro, and I'm at Dr. Filonov's retreat of October 28th, 2023. I have Lyme disease and long COVID, though long COVID has been getting better through my efforts for the last year. This is my third day of dry fasting, so I'm about halfway through day 3, and I hope to make it through day 9, going for the goal. Montenegro is a very beautiful place, and everyone here has been very kind. The participants are also interesting. They all have their own stories. It's right by the ocean, so it's very pleasant to be here at this retreat. I've had Lyme disease for 32 years now, and I told the doctors immediately when I was a teenager, and they didn't think I had it because I didn't have the bullseye rash. And now we know in this, 2023 that you don't have to have a bullseye rash. So they ignored my condition. I was pretty sick for that first year. And then I started getting better through a lot of my own research and regular fasting and juicing and cleansing. From 19 to 25, I felt fine. And then I moved to Oregon, and that was exposed to a lot of mold there, and they were burning fields. So I think my body got overloaded. Recently, I discovered the dry fasting through a happy accident. I accidentally dry fasted for 12 hours when going to the beach, and I felt better. So I noticed that, and then I scratched my head and thought, wonder if there's such a thing called dry fasting. I walked into my doctor's office, who was going to give me ozone therapy that day. And she looks at me, she says, have you ever considered dry fasting? And I was going to ask her if there was such a thing. So the serendipity, I don't believe in coincidences. So I decided to pursue it. I asked her for any research that she had. She was a double degree neurobiologist and a homeopathist. And so I really trust her. She's highly intelligent. And the ozone therapy was helping to a point, but I've done all kinds of diets. The keto diet has really helped keep my daughter and myself alive for all these years. But then I just jumped right into dry fasting the very next day, not having read anything, and I felt a lot better. So I did one day the first time without a lot of information, and then I bought the book from Dr. Filonov and Michelle Slater, and I waited for them to come into the mail. So the next week, once I got them, I started reading, and then I tried on one more day of dry fasting. And then eventually I think I went to 2 days, and I got consultation with Dr. Filonov and felt more convinced as to the safety of this process of a 9-day dry fast. And then I did their cleansing process for the last few months. Even had a case of salmonella last month, and unfortunately I stopped it a day and a half in, and I regret it because I realized I was looking at my acid urine strips, and the bacterial overload was very high when I had the salmonella, and then by the end of the day and a half, it was completely gone with the dry fast. So I should have kept going, but I was frightened because I read that you need to stay hydrated online. So, but then I did let a week pass and did a 5-day dry fast after that. So I've made it through 5 days already, and I just noticed that every time I do it, I feel better and better. My main symptoms are like I have a lot of like fluid in my gut and swelling on the sides. So that's improved a lot since the 5-day. A lot of joint pains that are transient because I have Lyme and co-infections like Bartonella. I think the Bartonella is stronger than the regular Lyme bacterium at this point. I supposedly had Babesia, but I don't believe I'm having Babesia symptoms anymore. So between everything, I do really feel strongly that this is the solution. It's not for the faint-hearted. You need to be really dedicated to the process. My only regret is that I wish I had come here a little sooner and stay a little longer, because I do feel like I'm going to get healed. If not this 9-day round, maybe the next 9-day round in a couple of months. So And I want to be a good example for my daughter. I'm a counselor, an educator, a massage therapist, and I really believe in the power of the body healing and the mind healing things. So you have to be strong, and we're going to see how far I can go this time. I was a bit dehydrated from the airplane. But so who knows? I'm just going to do my best and try to make it. And if not, I'll do it again and I'll make it another time. So that's all for today. Today is day 4 for me. My name is Judith Castro, and I've had long-term Lyme disease for 32 years, undiagnosed until 2 years ago. Also recovering from long COVID, though I think most of that is done through the keto diet that I was on for a year. My daughter, my only daughter, also got Lyme disease from me, and neither she nor I were properly diagnosed until 2 years ago. She's at the point where she's lost hope because she's been through every single diet, so many diagnoses, and then clearing up those diagnoses. And the doctors, we were living on the West Coast, so they didn't believe, they didn't think about Lyme disease. I think it was innocent accident. But then we got lucky and we got properly diagnosed. She is tired of being restricted in life, and she's a teenager, so it's pretty hard for her to consider this, this would be an extreme form of healing for most people, I think even full adults. And she's just wanting to do her own thing now. So I try to understand, but I'm also hoping to return home and be an inspiration to her through my example. That was highly encouraged by someone here in the retreat before going. And I've tried to just let her be as much as possible. But today I tried to climb a mountain slowly, with some friends from the retreat, and got quite winded. My heart rate went up to probably like 140 a couple times, and I had to sit, and it did go back down below the 120. So I've also got pericarditis and an effusion from COVID, so I have to work with my heart quite a bit. And I have this liquid in my gut, and it's become apparent that it's diminishing a little bit, but it's still there, and that might be sort of blocking my heart from always pumping properly. I could palpate the liquid. So it's hard. Today I just feel sluggish and a lot of sort of general malaise, and the dryness is starting to set in on day 4. But I'm in great spirits after going on a little walk and seeing a cute little town that was absolutely beautiful, picturesque, lovely people. So the retreat really helps to get your spirits up and see new things too. This is my day 5, and it was quite rough. I slept 2 hours and then eventually another 2 hours. I realized that my adrenaline might have kicked in, and there's been information about that, but sometimes your adrenaline kicks in, and I was having all kinds of interesting thoughts. But also I was sneezing quite a bit last night, and I thought I was getting sick, and I just do think this is some die-off and some kicking out whatever. Particularly, I have a lot of heavy liquid in my gut for years that regular doctors are like, we don't know what that is, and we barely see any, but it's like a lake in there, and I could feel it at every moment. And it's finally diminishing today, so I think it's just coming out of my nose and my ears and my eyes. And so I don't think I'm getting a cold. I think I'm actually progressing. But progress has been rough today. The bee sting on my knee, because I do apiary therapy, is huge and deeply painful in my knee, and it's getting bigger. And but the doctors looked at it, and he's like, it's okay. So I'm getting another bee sting today and a lovely massage. I actually enjoy the massages here. They're very wise with their hands and very caring. I can't say enough about the staff here and the location and the hotel and the hotel staff. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say for today, because I'm quite exhausted. Day 5. Today is my day 6, and I have a special friend with me to help me. I was feeling like complete garbage yesterday and thinking, I don't even know if I can go on one more day. And then suddenly today something shifted, though that can change again tomorrow. I took a smaller walk today, but I'm going to try to take a walk before this storm comes in fully and it rains. My biggest symptoms have been feeling really hot, and I've needed to have an ice bag that doesn't leak water on me for big parts of the day. My saliva is very, very dry, and I am getting hungry, very hungry. All I can think about is pomegranates right now. So I have an obsession with pomegranates suddenly, and kefir. But that's it for today. I'm looking forward to my medical treatments and massage, and that's been very helpful to me. So today's my day 7, and it has gone really well. I have felt excellent. I did about a half hour of yoga with Michelle, and then went to a town called Budva in a taxi just to take it easy, and walked around and didn't really see much because I kept getting lost. But my energy was good. I walked slowly. Like doctor recommends we walk like cats, not on a speed walk. So I've listened to that. And then I went to another town after that in a taxi and walked around and sat by the beach and experienced a tiny bit of nausea. No more sneezing, a little bit of back pain, but nothing major. So day 7 is going well. I am very hungry and thirsty, but mostly hungry actually. And my body keeps popping up 2 specific foods, which are pomegranates and kefir. So that's all I have for today. Today is my day 8, and I'm making it. I didn't think I was going to because I recalled, I forget that I have pericarditis and a little hole in my heart, which is called an effusion. I did have a test before I started, saying it hasn't changed. I was hoping they were telling me it was going to be gone from the last set of fasts, but it hasn't changed. It hasn't gotten bigger. They're not treating me for it because they can't, because my Lyme's disease herbs contraindicate Western heart medicine. So which is probably all the better, because I know Dr. Filonov has, at least for certain things, I don't know about heart, very clear directions around pharmaceuticals. So my mouth is dry. I'm going to keep this brief. I thought I wasn't going to be able to. He asked me about my heart rate. They're going to check my blood pressure this evening. They take really good care of me here. I feel very listened to. They're constantly busy, and sometimes we just have to catch up with them, but they're happy to serve and try to figure it out. So I even use the bathroom number 2, which is highly unusual at this stage, but my body's cleansing. So I hope to make it through day 9 tomorrow. So after this experience, today's my day that I graduated, and I got to drink water with Balshoff whey in it, and then some compote. It was quite lovely, very gentle, everything very gentle. I've had a chance to sleep almost all day, kind of on and off. Took a walk also. I would totally do this again every single time. I didn't anticipate the level of internal heat. I knew we were all going to be sort of hot, but I joke that my water bottle pack, the ice pack, was actually my boyfriend, because it was like everywhere, like just trying to cool down, and it was impossible because it's that generation of heat that's killing everything. So as soon as I started drinking the water, that went away, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's actually cold here. I've been fine all this time, but now I'm cold today. So I'm bundled up and trying not to use my voice a lot because it's needing hydration over time. But this retreat has been an amazing experience. Definitely like confront my suffering, any kind of suffering you may have, and definitely like however you deal with your personal pain, you have to use those skills. So, but I'm very happy I've done this. I hope I'm done with Lyme disease. We'll know, I guess, in some time. But I'd do it again if I need to do it again, because it's amazing and I think it's working. Today is my second day of exit, and I've been very sleepy all day and all night. And I try to get up and walk around when my body perks up for a minute. But quite frankly, I feel like I'm just like going back to sleep any second now. So, so far, so good. I haven't really had any headaches or anything like that I hear can happen. This really feels like a serious time of deep rest. Been eating quite okay, it seems, and I'm excited to see where this process lands me in my healing afterwards. I think I'm feeling pretty positive. I just would like to be able to wake up a little bit more at this point. But there's a giant storm outside, so there's really nothing to do, so it's okay. So, yeah, I think the worst thing I've had is a few pimples here and the sleepiness. That's it. It's my day 4 of exit. I'm feeling better and better slowly every day. Today I was actually able to take a little tiny excursion out for a few hours and enjoy the sunshine. But I took it very slow. I'm taking the advice of everyone to take things very slow. Eating well according to what they're stating, and you do have to have to try to hold myself back a little bit. So chewing slowly is imperative. I've been thinking a lot about the type of care that I got here and how holistic it is, and how, the team itself, the massage team and the doctor and Svetlana, who is a coordinator, but yet involved in everything, is just really in tune with what's going on with each person and how important that is. That's really what I think is lacking in a lot of care. It's really ideal for healing because then everyone knows what's going on. So it's one of the real benefits of having been here to do this long dry fast, is to have a structure that I can rely upon that's very solid and fine-tuned. I'm not going to lie, I was scared and doubtful and like, is this even real? But I see that it's very real, and the details that they take down and how they're communicating, it really is, they have a sense of what is going on with each person and really fine-tuning each treatment. And so for me, I feel like I could ask little questions that were particular to me and that were helpful to my treatment in the long run, and everyone was on the same page. The biggest thing is you have to try to also trust if you do decide to come here. But as for me, I have 0 regrets doing this. I plan to do a second dry fast on my own when I return home in 2 months to make sure that this disease is totally gone. I've lived with it. I lived with it for 33 years, and I'm tired of it. So this is, some people have come here for smaller things, or they want to be better athletes. Personally, I wouldn't do that. But for me, this was really imperative to get healthy and strong. So I'm really glad, and I'm very thankful, so thankful to the whole team. What you guys are doing to me, this is like, it fills my heart. Like, this is what's going to save us all. And not just people with Lyme disease, but like this type of practice for me is like at the top. It's just, and I'm always the one chasing the doctors down and making sure, and did you get this test, and did they check your anemia? No counselor does that. I'm the one who's like on it, because people will go with anemia for a year and not even basic attending, and that's our shitty medicine. And we pay $1,000 a month for a fucking insurance that gives you nothing. So I'm very passionate about serving, and I see that you guys are like that. And for sure, Dr. Filonov's ethics are like morals, you guys are morals, like, on point. It's like Cuban medicine. In Cuba, that's what people come, the doctors come to your house and they say, how are you doing? And they check and they put a massage therapist, they put a PT, they put a Chinese. They are taking care of their people. We are like garbage in the United States. And I don't care what, I buy the gold plan, the best plan, and still like that. So there's not enough. I want to write a letter. I want to send you guys a letter when I've had time to even explain, but it's a big deal what you guys are doing.